Good evening, and welcome to the Wheatley Theatre Company's production of Clue. Before we begin tonight, we have a couple of quick announcements. There will be one 15-minute intermission and a strobe lighting effect in use. Please turn off your phones, sit back, and enjoy the show.
Anyone to death. There are just so many better ways to die. Yvette Cook, is everything ready?
Oui, monsieur.
You have your instructions?
Do you want me to feed the dogs before the guests arrive?
No, I want them hungry. Cook, dinner will be served at 7:30.
Sure.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I've been awfully rude. You've no idea why you're here, do you? You see, it is the butler's job to make sure everyone is comfortable. And from the looks of your faces, especially yours, I'd venture to guess that you haven't got a clue. But not to worry, you're not alone. We're all in this together. Well, not him. At any rate, not to fear if my calculations are correct. The guests are nearly here. Don't be alarmed. That was just the maid in the hall with the champagne cork. Time to meet our guests. Right on time. Good evening, sir.
Hello, I'm not sure if I'm in the right.
Yes, indeed, Colonel, you are expected. May I take your coat? It's Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
Oh, no, that's not my name. My name is
Oh,
Colonel...
pardon me, sir, but tonight you may feel well obliged to my employer for the use of a pseudonym.
Oh, no. I took an antihistamine right before I came.
Right, yes, of course, the vet. Will you see to that the Colonel receives anything he requires? Good evening, madam, you are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are to be known as Mrs. Watt.
Ironic, isn't it? The letter I received said I should refer to myself by that name, but why?
May I introduce you? Mrs. Watt, this is the maid, Yvette. You two know each other?
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life. Hello?
Hello.
Behold, said the Lord, I am bringing a flood of water upon the earth to destroy all flesh. Bonjour, madame. Speaking of flesh,
Mrs. Peacock, I presume.
cook,
Look, you two know each other.
don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life. Who are you?
Hold that thought.
Is this the right address to meet Mr. Boddy?
You must be Mr. Green.
Yes.
Sit! Oh, no, not you, sir.
Oh, excuse me. I'm rather clumsy at parties, I'm afraid.
Not to worry, sir.
Oh dear, is there a cat? I'm afraid I'm highly allergic. Oh, just give him the pseudonym. Clears it right up.
Coach.
Finally.
Greetings all. It's a pleasure for you to see me.
Ah, Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet. I didn't realize you two were acquainted.
We weren't. My car broke down and this professor gave me a ride.
Ooh, cocktail hour. I lived on 2 occasions, day and night.
Good Lord, this really is a party. What is this godforsaken place anyway? Oh, thank you to keep him out of this.
Oh, this is Boddy Manor. Cook dinner.
Kindly.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are all met. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Wadsworth, the butler. You may have all realized that tonight no one is being addressed by their real names. I suggest you refrain from revealing too much about yourselves this evening. Dinner.
But I haven't even finished my champagne.
That was more like a cocktail minute.
We oughtn't to keep waiting. She could get cranky. Follow me, please. The dining room is right this way. Colonel Mustard.
Oh,
Mrs. White. Mrs. Peacock. Mr. Green. Miss Scarlet. And Professor Plum. You will find your names by your places. Please be seated.
Does anyone see my name?
Oh, let's call it right here.
Dinner is served.
Well, what's this all about, Butler, this dinner party?
All in good time, madam. Will you excuse me, please? Shark's fin soup.
My favorite!
Bon appetit.
I say really well timed.
I like things hot.
But isn't soup supposed to be hot?
Thank you, Lord, for this meal we are about to receive, for the gracious host, whoever he is, that has brought us here tonight.
Maybe the host isn't here because the host is dead.
I'm feeling awfully anxious.
the ice. I mean, I'm used to being a hostess. It's part of my husband's work. Plus, I always host a ladies group for my church on Sundays. It's difficult when a group of new friends meet for the first time, but I'll start the ball rolling. I mean, I have no idea what we're doing here, but I'm very intrigued, and oh my, this seems delicious, isn't it?
I think hosting parties is deathly boring.
Well, it's an integral part of my life as the life of us. Oh, I forgot, what am I supposed to say who we really are?
I know who you are.
How do you know who I am?
I work in Washington too.
So you're a politician's wife.
Yes, I am.
So, who's your husband? Maybe I know him.
Mrs. White, what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, he just lies around on his back all day.
Sounds like hard work to me.
He lies around on his back because he's no longer alive.
So, what do you do in Washington, Mr. Green?
I better not say. I like to follow the rules.
Oh, come on. How are we to get acquainted? We don't say anything about ourselves. No judgments here. We're all God's children.
I don't believe in God.
Well, if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, then we would just be sitting here in embarrassed silence.
In my professional opinion, it seems like you have a case of fear of sinusitis.
Is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
I know a little bit about psychological medicine, yes.
Do you practice?
Not anymore. I currently work for the U.S. government.
Another politician.
Not exactly. I work in the Office of Social and Behavioral Sciences. In other words, I study crazy, and I'm really good at it.
Sounds fascinating.
Thank you, Colonel. You are a real colonel, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Aren't you going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington?
How did you know that?
Oh, I've seen you before.
So, Miss Scarlett, does that mean that you work in Washington also?
I do everything in Washington, Mr. Green.
Does anyone here not live in Washington, D.C.?
All right, Wadsworth! Where's our host and why have we been brought here?
Pardon me, please. Good evening, sir. You are expected.
Thank you, Wadsworth. It's good to be home. Are the guests all here?
In the dining room, sir.
Right on schedule. I'll meet you in the study then, as planned?
May I take your bags?
No, thank you, Wadsworth. I'll keep them with me.
They contain more evidence, I assume.
Never assume, Wadsworth. It's much more fun to be surprised.
For God's sake, I demand to know what's going on.
Right then. You've all received a letter, yes?
Yes.
Do you have them with you? And am I correct that this letter advised you to be here this evening because a certain Mr. Boddy has offered to put an end to a long-standing, painful financial liability?
Why,
Yes.
Can I interest any of you in a print of his service?
No!
In that case, might I suggest we adjourn to the study of the coffee and brandy, at which point your letters will be explained, and the game will be afoot.
I'm game.
I love games!
Thank you, that will be all.
Well, where is our host?
He's not here. Nobody's here. What's happening?
Please, Mrs. Peacock, have a drink.
My lips belong to the Lord.
Well, mine don't. Mind if I smoke?
For Wadsworth, Open after dinner. It's for you.
Achoo! There must be a cat in this house somewhere.
Right, is everyone comfortable?
I do make a good living.
Out with it, Wadsworth!
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that you all have one thing in common. You're all being blackmailed. For a considerable amount of time, all of you have been paying what you can afford, and in some cases, more than you can afford, to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please, I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my entire life. Nobody could blackmail me. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady, don't we all?
Does anybody else wish to deny it? Until tonight, none of you knew who was blackmailing you. I hope I'm correct in assuming that the more deductive among you have reasoned in the last several moments that it was, of course, Mr. Boddy himself, and the less discerning members of our cadre are experiencing that revelation right about
Oh my god, it was Mr. Boddy!
now.
But how did it
My task this evening is to expose your secrets to one another, rendering you all culpable to each other's indiscretions.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm sorry, but my instructions are clear. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Lucky you.
What's got nothing to do with it?
You were once a professor of psychiatry specializing in helping lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the U.S. government.
So your work has not changed. But you cannot practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted.
Why? What do you do?
You know how male doctors aren't allowed to date their lady patients?
Yeah.
Well, he did.
How unethical.
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock? How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbies?
My husband's a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if publicly declared, perhaps, but isn't it a sin for certain lobbyists to be slipping payments to sneaky senators' wives under the stall doors of the men's room in the old Ebbets Grill? How would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
What were you in that men's room?
That's true.
No, it's a vicious
But
lie.
you've been paying blackmail for over a year to get the story out of the papers.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I, too, am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
Me too.
And me.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed?
I run a top secret agency for classified affairs.
Which branch?
Legislative. There are 535 members of Congress having classified affairs.
How pathetic. A man that needs to pay a woman to spend time with him? Rob, I'm never gonna have.
So, Miss Scarlett, is that how you knew Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
So it is true.
A double negative!
A double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, our double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you've just given yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of these guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
Colonel, you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives could surely compromise your position.
Oh, this is an outrage.
Mrs. Watt, you've been paying our friend the blackmailer ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
I didn't kill him.
But weren't you paying the blackmail?
I don't want a scandal. We had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was deranged. He was a lunatic. He didn't actually seem to like me very much. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant he had threatened in public to kill her.
And that was his final word on the matter?
Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
And yet, he was the one who died, Mrs. White. Not you. Not you.
What does the poor chap do for a living?
He was a scientist, nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He was a stupidly optimistic man. I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died. He was found dead at home. He was unclothed. His head had been cut off. But it wasn't me. I had been out all night at the movies.
What was showing?
The Naked Alibi.
I like his story.
Do you miss him?
It's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
But he was your second husband, your first also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
I wasn't a very good illusionist. But my third husband, I miss him the most. He was an electrician. Well, until he was electrocuted.
And lastly, we have Mr. Green, who is a homosexual.
Not me!
I beg your pardon.
You asked who was a homosexual, and I said, not me!
And I'm saying you're an idiot.
Wadsworth here is right. I am a homosexual, but I feel no personal shame or guilt towards this. But I must keep it a secret, else I lose my job on security grounds. Even though that's ridiculous, because homosexuality is not a choice yet, a genetic predisposition. Thank you. Achoo!
Gesundheit. Well, all right, Wadsworth, you've spilled our beans. Now what?
Where's this Mr. Boddy?
And what does he want from us?
Who cares? I'm not waiting to find out. Done nothing wrong. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, madam. You can stay in denial, but you cannot leave this house.
I'm the wife of the great senator from Tennessee. You can't tell me what to do. Locked?
Locked? Indeed. All the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Mr. Boddy, your host for this evening and your blackmailer for life.
How dare you,
Ooh, Mrs. White in the study with her knee.
Pardon me, but I have one more piece of information you may all like to have.
What?
The police are coming.
What? The police are coming? When are they coming? Why are they coming?
In less than an hour, the police will arrive. The bridge washed out from the rain. They're expecting to find one mastermind and the criminals he's detained.
That's us.
He's made it clear that there's evidence here and that they have much to gain.
Oh no!
Yes.
Unless what?
You agree to double down.
Double what?
You each pay me twice what you've been paying, and I'll tell the police there's a phony calling. Send them on their way. You refuse, and I put this briefcase containing all the evidence needed to expose your wrongdoings in the hands of the police and the press. I believe that somebody who would face a lifetime in jail, and others, a lifetime of shame.
I know you Unless what?
Well, there is something else you can do for me. One little favor that would change the game. Something actually embarrassing myself.
What?
Have a seat, please.
Excuse me, sir. What's all this about?
In this bag, there are 6 gifts I brought you from Washington. Things I thought you might find useful this evening. Here you go.
What's this? A candlestick. What's this for?
A wrench?
A lead pipe.
A revolver?
A dagger?
No, it's a rope.
In each of your hands, you have a lethal weapon. You all showed up here tonight because you believe the evidence against you was so terrible that you would do anything to keep it a secret. I'm putting that theory to the test. Mr. Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows your secrets, and it's costing me and you dearly to keep them quiet. You see, I wouldn't have to double your payments if I hear Wadsworth was silent.
Mr. Wadsworth!
That's a lie!
He may look suave and charming,
Thank you.
but really he's conniving and manipulative.
False!
Why do you think he's called the police?
You called the police?
Only because he instructed me to do so.
Did I? Or did Mr. Wadsworth call the police himself so he can carry out his greedy threat? Pay him more, or he reveals us, and all our questionable legal behavior to the police.
I would never.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can manage to somehow get rid of Mr. Wadsworth, I'll have no need to increase your blackmail or expose it to the police. As a matter of truth, if you can help me eliminate Wadsworth, who not only knows all of your secrets, but also mine, perhaps I can find in my heart to eliminate your blackmail altogether and be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
Why us, Boddy? Why don't you do your dirty work yourself?
Why should I, when the 6 of you are so uniquely motivated?
After all I've done for you, this is how you repay
what you do.
That's neither here nor there. Point is, I'm not a butler. I'm an indentured servant.
Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way. Ladies and gentlemen, now's your chance. Kill Wadsworth and end your blackmail forever!
Oh, thank God.
Is he breathing?
Step back.
Hi.
He's dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
So you shot him!
I didn't.
Well, if you didn't, then who did?
Somebody grabbed the gun from my head, and the next thing I knew, it went off.
There's no gunshot wound.
He's right, there isn't.
Look, there's a bullet lodged here.
But how did he die?
I don't know. Being unbearably handsome doesn't make me a forensic expert.
One of us must have killed him.
I didn't do it?
I need a drink.
Maybe it was the brandy. It was poison.
I had to stop her screaming!
Well, wasn't Brandy poisoned?
I guess we'll never know.
Unless she dies too!
Wait for me!
It's Bob! Who's in there? Screaming!
Sarah!
Yvette? Wait! Yvette, are you all right?
No?
Yvette, are you alive?
Of course I'm alive! No thanks to you, Wadsworth, you idiot! You've locked us up in these houses, a murderer!
So the murderer is here.
We.
Where?
Where? Here. We're all looking at him. Oh, her.
What took you so long?
I'm an old woman in an aggravated state of shock. It's a maze him anywhere.
I heard you in the study. One of you is the killer.
After you heard us in the study.
I was listening. I have a tape recorder in the billiard room. Mr. Boddy asked me to tape record our conversation.
Why do you want to record our conversations?
For more evidence, of course. When Wadsworth agrees their secrets in the study, they were all recorded.
But it's Snake. I gotta destroy him. Where are these tapes?
The tapes? What about the body?
Wait, what body?
Body! But Yvette, why were you in there screaming all by yourself?
Well, I was frightened. I also drank the cognac. Maybe I am poisoned too.
Don't worry, I'll protect you. There's tapes in numbers, and I'm very
One of you is the killer. Mr. Boddy is dead.
And we have to figure out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I didn't do it.
Well, one of us did. All of us had the opportunity and the motive. Mr. Boddy was a bully and a liar to us all. I would have killed him myself, but I didn't have access to a weapon. Only the six of you had the means to do it.
Don't look at me. All I got was a candlestick.
Maybe it wasn't one of us.
Who else could it have been?
Who else is in the house?
Only the cook.
There's a cook!
The cook's not here.
Can somebody help me, please?
Wadsworth, I think you better explain yourself.
Oh, me? Why me?
Oh, who else would want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense if I was a killer. I'd kill you next! I said if. I said if. That's all. All right, now look. There's only one admitted killer here, and that's not me. But I know who it is. It's Mrs. White!
I've admitted nothing.
Oh, please. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women's.
Yours?
5.
5?
Yes, just the 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
Well, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who had the dagger? It was Mrs. Peacock!
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study.
When?
I don't know, before he slapped me after he was assaulted. Who knows? If any of us could have picked it up. It must have been Mr. Green.
But where's Mr. Green?
Can somebody help me, please?
Oh, here, help him up. Gentlemen, might I suggest we move the cook's body into the study?
Why?
Well, for starters, when the police arrive and find this, we'll all be put into custody and under the suspicion of murder.
Murder?
And secondly, I'm the butler, and I like to keep the kitchen tidy. Well,
Seems to be having some trouble with that.
This way.
Watch your neck, you're gonna hurt her!
I'm trying my best!
bloody hell, I didn't think you could kill her more than she was already dead.
You idiot! The study is that way.
Oh.
I blame you.
Wait, but Wadsworth, don't you live here?
I couldn't see past your colossal stupidity.
Let Colonel Moron lead us.
It's as if they've never buried a body before.
What did I say about the neck? Wait, the body is gone. There's nobody.
Nobody. Mr. Boddy's body. It's gone.
Maybe he wasn't dead.
But he was.
Well, where is he?
He couldn't have been dead.
He was. At least I thought he was.
Maybe there is life after death.
Life after death is as improbable as fun after marriage.
Oh, no, excuse me. I have to. Is there a little girl's room?
Oui, madame.
No, I just want to powder my nose.
There's a toilet in the billiards.
Pardon me, I don't mean to alarm anyone, but we do currently have the small issue of 2 dead bodies, one present, one missing, and the imminent arrival of police who, by my calculations, ought to be here in 39 minutes.
All right, Wadsworth. Am I right in thinking that there's nobody else in the house?
No.
So then there is somebody else in the house.
No, sorry, by no I meant yes.
No, meaning yes. Look, I want a straight answer. Is there anybody else in the house? Yes or no?
No.
No, there is, and no, there isn't.
Yes.
Okay, look, buddy, hey. There seems to be some confusion about whether or not we are the only people in the house.
There isn't.
There isn't any confusion, or there isn't anybody else in the house.
You go both.
Just give me a clear answer.
Certainly. What was the question?
Okay, is there anybody else in the house? Yeah or no?
No!
killer, a missing dead body on the loose, a dead cook, and all these murderous weapons. The rope, the candlestick, the dagger, the wrench, the revolver. And hey, where is the lead pipe?
It's Mr. Boddy!
He's attacking her!
No, he's not. He's dead.
Mr. Boddy dead again!
Oh my God!
Somebody catch her!
Oh, can't you fall into my arms? Sorry.
Where did this happen, Mrs. Peacock?
In the bathroom, I opened the door and there he was. I thought he was attacking me. He lunged.
Dead people don't.
Well, he's certainly dead now. We want to kill him twice.
That's what we call overkill.
And why?
What's the difference?
Makes a difference to him.
Makes a difference to us. We've got to find out who killed him, where, and with what.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it was the lead pipe.
10 points, Professor Plum.
Oh, what kind of game are you playing, Wadsworth?
This isn't a game.
There is no need to shout.
I'm not shouting. All right, fine. I'm shouting. Hey!
While you clowns lose your marbles,
I'm over here trying to do something useful. Have you all forgotten?
about the evidence against us.
The evidence!
Boddy's briefcase is locked.
There must be a key.
Oh, the key. Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to check Mr. Boddy's palms pockets for the key to the briefcase which contains the evidence to our past transgressions, so that we may get rid of said evidence and free ourselves from any chance of future blackmail?
But he's so bloody!
I'll do it.
It's not here.
It's not? I see. Hand me that wrench. It's empty.
Empty?
Then where did all the evidence go?
Ha! I knew that Boddy was a liar. Evidence in the briefcase, my foot.
Well, then where is it? What's he have on us? I can't stand all this uncertainty.
I can assure you that Mr. Boddy possessed devastating, incriminating files on each of us kept in one large beastly blackmail folder labeled confidential. But where that envelope is now and precisely what it contains, I could not say. All I know is that it found more on us.
We must find that evidence and destroy it.
And then we can put all of this behind us and move forward with our miserable lives.
All right, evidence aside, first things first. Look, we've got 2 killers and all these murderous weapons, and hey, the police are on their way.
Not to mention a homicidal maniac running about. Let's put all the weapons into Mr. Boddy's bag and put it in the broom closet. Thank you, Yvette. There.
All right, Wadsworth, wait a minute. What do you plan on doing with this key?
I'll put it in my pocket.
But what if you're the murderer?
I'm not.
But what if you are?
Well, I have an idea. I'll throw it away.
Good
Good idea.
sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my car broke down out there and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Right, just a moment, please. Yes, of course, sir, but you can't come in.
Thank you. Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone, what body?
Oh, what? There's no body. There's nobody in the study.
No.
But there is a phone in the lounge. Right through this door, sir. And would you be so kind as to wait in there until after you've made your call?
Certainly.
Listen. The police ought to be here in 29 minutes. That gives us plenty of time.
To do what? Get killed?
While it is important that we uncover who the murderer is, my immediate concern is recovering the evidence.
But how?
All right, look, I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. Let's split up and search the entire house.
Split up?
Yes.
One of us might run into the murderer.
But then one of us will have discovered who the murderer is.
But then one of us will be dead. Undo.
Oh, this is war! Peacock! Their casualties are inevitable. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Any cook will tell you that!
But look what happened to the cook!
Colonel, are you willing to take this chance?
What other choice do we have?
None.
I suppose you're right.
Gesundheit.
I swear to God, there's a cat in this house.
All right, troops, let's divide and conquer.
And remember, no funny business. We all must work together as a team. Oh, what am I saying? It's not like any of you will find the missing envelope and purposely hide it to secure yourself a blame and blackmail the rest of us for an unseemly but substantial fortune.
No.
Right, you know you found the dirt when you uncovered an envelope marked confidential
That's essential.
and consequential.
Let's be back here.
But what if one of us doesn't come back?
We'll remember you fondly. Suspects, 2 murders, and an envelope. Damning evidence hidden somewhere in this house, with the police arriving in just 25 minutes. We cannot take any chances. My deepest apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Ushers, lock the doors. Now, we're all in this together.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm in this really, really big house, and I've been locked in the lounge. And the weird thing is, there's a bunch of people here having some sort of party, and one of them is my old boss from...
Where is it?
Where's what?
The evidence you snatched out of my hands, you idiot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Either give it up or I'll have you singing soprano.
All right, I snatched it, but someone snatched from me.
Who?
Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
Yes, you are. You're looking at me right now.
Hey, look, scarlet flowers, my favorite. They smell divine. You know, if you rub the petals on your neck, the smell is irresistible to men. Oh my God, and garters!
Oh, come on, just a little flower. You don't have to get emotional.
Not the flower, Colonel Smarty Pants, a secret passage. Come on.
Oh, ladies first, Miss Scarlet.
How heroic.
Where are we?
How should I know? The lights are off.
Well, turn them on.
I would if I could see anything.
Here, maybe this will help.
Oh, of course, the lounge. We forgot to check the lounge.
I mean, quite an oversight, considering the dead motorist in the chair. Dead motorist! Ah! Help! Help! Murder! Murder! Help!
Let us in! Let us out! We called that you out, the door's locked!
What? You had the key, Wadsworth. You locked the motorist in here.
Oh, that's right, I did, I do, the key's gone.
Gone!
Gone!
Please get us out of here. There's a murderer on the loose.
I suppose there's no alternative. I'm just going to have to break the door down. Stand back. Oh!
I have an idea!
I knew it!
Everyone stand back!
I think they're shooting at us!
You don't say, Sherlock.
The door is open. I'm done shooting.
Why were you shooting at us?
To open the door!
Oh, we could have been killed! I could have been killed! This isn't a battlefield!
Whoa, la-di-da, Frenchie. Say, where'd you get that gun anyway?
You broom closet! It was unlocked.
Unlocked.
Impossible! I have the key! No, I haven't. The key's gone.
Gone.
I thought you said you throw away the key to the broom closet, Wadsworth.
That's right, I did say that, but I didn't do that. We got distracted when the motorist arrived, and I forgot. One of you must have snatched it from me when we were searching the house.
And whoever has the key must be the killer.
Precisely.
Yeah, sometimes I'm sensitive. Sometimes I impress myself. That's not.
Speaking of the killer, there's a dead body in the lounge, you know.
Again?
The motorist is dead.
It's true. Now there are 3 unsolved murders.
3? So which one of you killed him?
We found him together.
The door was locked.
Great job getting through a locked door. My husband would have appreciated that.
There was a secret passage leading from the conservatory to the lounge.
Who designed this place?
The Parker brothers.
Maybe they'll go away.
I'll get the door. It's the decent thing to do.
Oh, don't worry, it's not the police.
It's the police!
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, officer. We've been expecting you.
What's that?
We have, didn't?
I was just passing through and found a car near the gates of this house. Did the motorist come here for help by any chance?
No.
Well, actually, yes.
No.
Well, there seems to be some disagreement.
Oh, no.
No.
Can I come and use your phone?
Okay, sir, there's a phone in the lounge.
Out of order.
Oh, my mistake. You can use the phone in the study over here.
Occupied.
Pardon me, sir, but there's a phone in the library. Follow me, please.
You're all acting rather peculiar. What's going on in the lounge in the study?
Oh, you know, lounging, studying. This way, please.
Let me have a look.
No, thank you.
What?
Excuse me? The library is right this way.
Actually, I'd like to signal the ground if you don't mind.
Oh, of course, officer. Let me take you on a grand tour of Boddy Manor. This home was built by Lord Reginald Boddy in 1787. Lord Boddy was deemed Lord Boddy when some body discovered an antibody that saved everybody. Notice the mahogany floor. Did you know that in the 17th century, the Buccaneers, Jonas Swingley, recorded the use of mahogany for making canoes? Can you canoe?
What? Where'd everybody go?
Notice the brass doorknob, specifically handcrafted for Lord Boddy by his body in 1878.
I don't care about the doorknobs, mister. What's going on around here? What are you hiding in those 2 rooms?
What 2 rooms?
The lounge and the study.
Oh, those 2 rooms.
Yes.
Excuse me, officer, but you do not want to go in there.
Why not?
It's all too shocking. I just had to.
Not all that shocking. These folks are just having a good time. It's a free country.
I didn't know it was that free.
Why did you tell me this was a party?
My apologies, officer.
Excuse me?
Good evening, officer. How do you do?
These are drunk?
Dead drunk.
Want a sip?
Oh, I can't drink on the job. The chief would kill me.
Killed if you do, killed if you don't.
What? Have a lovely evening, officer. And you? I don't know what you're so worried about. There's nothing illegal about any of this. Just make sure those fellows don't try to control it. Call them car.
A long black car.
Terrific. May I use your phone now?
Oh, yes, of course, officer. The library.
Thank you.
All's clear! You can come out now. Wonderful work, splendid, all of you. The criminal mind is an incredible beast.
Nice job, Dan.
Right, now we have to finish searching the manor. The police will be here in approximately 19 minutes.
But the police just came.
Not the broken down car police, the criminal investigation police. We must uncover the evidence and we cannot cause any more murders.
Hello, hello? Is this phone working?
Hello? Hello? It's me. Oh, you scared me. I thought you were the killer.
Did somebody cut the line? Hello?
You stop right.
Oh, good. You can hear me. There's something funny going around here. The lights just went out here. You see, I found this abandoned car. You know that big mansion on top? we are. That's better.
And the Lord said, let there be light.
Did the Lord happen to mention when the lights were off?
Oh, who cares? We're still in the dark anyway. We're no closer to solving our murder mysteries or unearthing the evidence against us.
Do you hear that?
The telephone hook wire is off the hook.
It's coming from the library.
That's where the killer must be.
Call me. I'm going in.
What are you afraid of?
A fate worse than death?
No, just that.
Excuse me, Mr. Cobb, are you in need of any assistance? A phone book, perhaps?
Hey, the butler asked you a question, copper. Hang on the phone already or I will.
Don't worry, we'll be safe here in the billiard room.
I'm gonna open the drapes. Maybe we can escape through the window.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I am your singing telegram.
Hey, 3 murders in 3 minutes. That's our best record.
This is getting serious. Six suspects, 6 murders. Mr. Boddy in the billiard room, the cook in the kitchen, the motorist in the lounge, Yvette in the billiard room, the cop in the library, and the singing telegram girl in the hall. Not to mention one piece of confidential and damning evidence. Our evening's guests may be gifted at breaking the law, but they clearly need work on breaking a case. So, who's the killer, you may ask? I'm sure you have your suspicions. But we've no time to discuss that now. The police are only here. Very well. In order to find out who the murderer is, I believe the best course of action is to start from the beginning. Sometimes the most obvious answer is right under our noses.
Wait, I thought the cat was dead.
Yes, thank you, Colonel. So nice of you to join us. I shall take you through the events of the evening step by step. Now, try to stay with me. At the start of the evening, Yvette was there, waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne. The doorbell rang. It was you. I recognized you as Colonel Mustard. Yvette handed you a drink. Ding dong! Mrs. White. Pale and tragic. I introduced her to seats by your names. That seems my favorite. And you had to let in, you had to let in, you all we all went to study. Mr. Boddy hands you all gifts, and you open them, and then Mr. Boddy turned up the lights.
Is he dead? Alive?
Mr. Boddy lay on the floor, apparently dead, but he wasn't really dead. He was really alive, but we didn't know it. And that's when Mr. Peacock drank his drink. Then Professor Plum suggested the drink might be poisoned. Suddenly we had balls screaming from the vets in the billiard room. What's the matter, you idiot? You locked us in here with the matter. But one of us wasn't there.
Who?
Mrs. Peacock.
I was there with the rest of you!
When we all heard a vet scream, we ran to the study, but you lagged behind. I am in an aggravated state of shock. It was the perfect time to commit murder. May I?
Be my guest.
It was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with her dagger.
God forbid!
I found your feather in the freezer, Mrs. Peacock, and it was your dagger that stabbed the cook in the back.
Oh, woman, I thought you liked her soup.
It was my favorite!
And that's when we all ran to the kitchen. Mr. Green, you wanted the cook's body for approximately 2 minutes and 57 seconds before I needed to realize you were gone. Oh, I suggested we bring the cook's body back to the study. But Boddy's body was gone. Then Miss Peacock stumbled into the room with Boddy on her body because Boddy had been bludgeoned by the bathroom in his being with a lead pipe.
By who?
It was Mr. Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
Preposterous.
I found your disgusting hanky right outside the door to the billiard room. Right where Mr. Boddy attacked Mrs. Peacock the second time he died. And it was your lead pipe that killed him. Couldn't stand the thought of Boddy getting way up. So you bashed his brains out.
Don't be ridiculous. I can't stand the sight of blood. It wasn't me.
That's when we decided to destroy the evidence.
But Boddy's briefcase was empty.
Correct. The evidence Boddy had been holding against us was gone.
That's when we locked away our murder weapons and ran to the front door to throw away the key. To the hall.
We opened the door and discovered the motorist.
Who got killed in the lounge.
But who killed him? The door was locked.
It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
I never lounged.
You stole the key to the broom closet, grabbed the wrench, and did the deed.
Did not. I didn't even know the man.
Oh yeah? To Colonel Mustard, your driver for life, Mike the motorist. Oh, give me that!
Plus, I found you lurking conspicuously in the conservatory. If I remember correctly, scarlet flowers usually have 5 petals. This one only had 4, meaning you had already plucked one of the petals that led you to the lounge where you pummeled the motorist to death with your wrench.
Never underestimate what you can do with a wrench, Mustard.
Oh, I know. How else do you think I fixed the sink?
That's when the doorbell rang. Ding dong! And the cop
The
arrived.
cop who got killed in the library.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick!
I didn't do it.
Oh yeah? Then why did I find your cigarette holder and a stack of books in the library?
Oh, give me a break. You found my cigarette holder before he even arrived.
So maybe you were in the library. What were you doing in there, huh? Plotting a murder?
How could I plot a murder of a cop I didn't even know was coming?
I rest my case.
Well, it wasn't me, but I do know who killed the singing telegram girl.
You do?
It was Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver.
How could I? Yvette had the gun when she shot the lounge door.
Yes, but when we all ran to the front door, you passed it to her, hiding in that stupid French hat of yours. I found it when we were searching the house.
Bruce, nothing.
Maybe we should slow things down.
That's ridiculous. It wasn't me. I didn't even know her.
I know who killed that. It was Mrs. White in the billiard room with the rope.
I'd rather die.
Oh, I saw how you cringed when you came in tonight and noticed Yvette. You mentioned that your third husband was an electrician. Stands to reason you would know your way around an electrical panel. So it was you who turned off the lights and strangled Yvette with a rope!
I would never. I'll admit, I recognized Yvette. She had a torn love affair with my late husband. I hated her. I hated her so much. Oh, flames! Flames on the side
Miss
of her.
White,
But I didn't kill her.
So in summation,
Thank God.
it was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger, Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench, Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick, Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver, Mrs. White in the billiard room with the rope, and Mr. Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
wait a minute. I don't understand one thing.
One thing?
Now two!
Freeze! Nobody move!
How did you...
Wadsworth?
You can call me Wadsworth if you want.
That's your name, isn't it?
You all thought it was Mr. Boddy who died tonight, but that's impossible.
But he bled all over me!
But it wasn't Boddy who was bleeding.
Well, if Boddy wasn't Boddy, then who was he?
Oh! He was Wadsworth, my butler!
You're Mr. Boddy! Oh!
I want to thank you all for killing off my network of spies and informers, which you all did splendidly, by the way. And so, the added bonus of our evening is that now I have each of you on the hook for murder!
Murder? But the police are coming any minute and you'll never get away with this.
Why should the police come?
Oh my God!
Courts, what?
Nobody's called them. They were never on their way.
Oh.
So here's what we're gonna do, kids. We're gonna stack the bodies in the cellar, lock the cellar door, and then leave quietly, one by one, and pretend none of this ever happened.
Wait, I can't forget all of this.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part. Now that murder's on the menu, the price of blackmail just tripled. Now move!
Wait a minute. There's no more bullets left in that gun. We can all rush him.
Oh, you really think I'm gonna fall for that old trick?
It's not a trick. There was one shot at Mr. Boddy, two at the door, two for the cat, and one at the singing telegram girl. That's 6.
That's not 6.
Well, even if you were right, that would be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, not 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
There's only one shot at the cat. That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Well, even if that was right, it would be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2, not 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
Okay, fine. That's 1 plus 2 plus... Shut up! Point is, there's one bullet left in this gun, and anyone who moves is gonna get it!
So you're just gonna keep blackmailing us and we'll pretend that this never happened? That's the plan?
Of course, why not?
I'll tell you why not. Larry Goodman, FBI.
Mr. Green, FBI, that sniffling stooge. Did any of you see this coming? Neither did I. Ushers, quick, unlock the...
Quick, tell to the audience, Wadsworth, or should I call you Mr. Boddy? The jig is up.
You're really FBI?
That's right. The real Mr. Green got a letter just like each one of you, only he came to the bureau to ask for help. I'm an agent out of the Hartford office who is supposedly a death ringer for Green. I came here tonight so we could perform a sting operation.
Some sting! 6 people died on your watch, not to mention that poor cat.
They had to use me because the real Mr. Boddy here knew what Green actually looked like. I usually work at the Hartford office for property crime, you know, fraud, theft, and the like. And I've become a bit of an expert on the art of pickpocketing, and that's how this large envelope, marked confidential, ended up with me tonight, and not with any of you.
You had the evidence?
It's all here. We had our suspicions of what we might find, but I never imagined it would be this rich. Let's see what we have here, shall we? Here's Miss Scarlett's accounting book for her classified affairs services, giving plenty of motivation as to why she killed the cop, who's listed right here on her payroll.
Give me that.
And then we have a love letter addressed to Professor Plum.
That's private property.
Seems that singing telegram girl was the daughter of the head of the U.S. Department of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Looks like she was just about to come clean to Daddy, who most certainly would have cleaned out Professor Plum. Guess
Now
that's why
see
he
here.
killed her. And these negatives, my oh my, Colonel, looks like you've had a bit of classifiers yourself. Guess you wouldn't have been able to get rid of your important military rank if your old driver, that unfortunate motorist who stopped by tonight, informed your Major General where he drove you every Tuesday night.
I just wanted someone to talk to.
That's a democratic way to put it, huh?
But I'm a Republican.
And poor Mrs. Peacock. Here's your Bible. You made it pretty easy to stash your cash for bribery, no? Too bad your old cook couldn't keep her mouth shut, huh? If only she hadn't told Mr. Boddy all of your secrets, maybe she still would have been alive today.
God forgives all!
And Mrs. White, you really did hit the vet, did you?
Flames! Flames on the side of
Here's a container holding your fingerprints, collected at the crime scenes of your previous murders.
I never murdered my husband.
Fingerprints that I'm sure the FBI will be able to match to the noose tied around Yvette's neck.
I wear gloves.
You mean these? And last, but certainly not least, Mr. Boddy. It's Robert! I hold in my hand an FBI file on the whole big Boddy family. Your butler, Wadsworth, has been feeding us information for months. I can see why you killed him. Your shot missed him in the study, but he wisely played dead. Awfully good actor, had us all convinced. But while we were running from the kitchen with the dead cook, you saw your sneaky butler trying to make his escape by the bathroom and bludgeoned him to death with the lead pipe that I dropped on the hallway floor while we were running to the kitchen.
That was convenient.
And you left him dead, propped up against the door for poor Mrs. Peacock to encounter moments later.
You swine!
The whole big Boddy family has been wanted for organized crime, murder and blackmail, for generations, but they've always eluded the law. Until now. Tonight, the Boddy family business has reached a dead end.
You leave my family out of this! I'm hit! Oh, I'm melting, I'm slaying, I'm food for the worms, not dead. Another 30 seconds or so until oh yes, here we go. I'm gone.
Dead.
No, not yet. Now.
I tell you, this was the most exciting night I've had in months, and now you're all under arrest. Boys, here are the criminals you've been looking for, and here's all the evidence against them. Plus, there are tapes in the billiard room you might find useful as well.
Tapes.
All right. Who done it?
They did! They all did! But if you want to know who killed Mr. Boddy, I did. In the hall, with the revolver. Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.